big change. There's some small changes here and there based on how things have gone the last year and then over the history, the last several years. Greg touched on the kind of the higher dollar items that have changed from last year's budget to this year. Just also note that you also have a copy of the library fund budget, which will be, of course, a budget you'll have to adopt as a special revenue fund. And also in your packet is a water fund budget for you to look over as well. Water fund is not a required budget, but it's always a good thing just to have to kind of track and monitor how the water fund is doing as well. Again, this is just kind of the first draft that obviously for most of you, or really everybody except for the mayor, this is the first time you've ever seen this. So you may not have a whole lot of input at this time, but feel free as you get back, over the next few days and weeks, if you see something, you can call either Greg or myself at the office and talk to us about something you would like to see added or something, any question you might have in regards to a particular line item, where the numbers come from or whatever. So that's kind of it, unless there are anything, I guess, any questions at this time with regards to the budget for FY17.
Well, I think you pretty much explained it. It's up to you all. Y'all have any questions?
One of the things that we've been pointing out for the last 5 or 6 years, we've been losing $2 million average a year off of our property tax, digest. Mm-hmm. Going down again this year, $2 million, going from 52 down to about 50. When you do that, you don't raise the millage rate, we're losing money. Last year, we did not really raise the millage rate. We went up 0.3% on the millage rate, which is allowed by law without having all the meetings and everything. We went from losing 15,000 to losing 5,000 on the, digest. Right. So we've got to look at, something. We've got to recover some of the money. We can't keep dipping in our reserve fund. We're almost $500,000 this year alone into it already, since last October. Mm-hmm. We had to borrow $170,000 from the general fund into the water fund last year to balance the water and sewage fund. Mm-hmm. We've already made a motion at this table to have a work session with, RC to come and sit down with us in rural Georgia, talk with us about raising our water rates. We don't have any choice. We've got to do it. There's no options. We're losing money on our trash collection. We only collect $8.50, and we're paying the guy over that, right now, to collect the trash, And that's a proprietary fund, the trash and the water both. We can adjust those, and we should. The auditors told us we've got to do it,
Right.
So I'm just telling y'all this to be prepared. Those numbers are going to have to be adjusted before we go into this year's budget.
Right. And then, that was some assumptions we kind of had to make just to get something presented to you this time, is that, that you would stick with your current millage rate and your water and sewer rates wouldn't change, but, that's entirely, of course, up to you guys, as to whether, for one or both that you do, or really all three of them, I guess.
We want to do both, but, you can do 0.3%, which doesn't change, it's hardly a few cents on the, dollar,
right,
overall.
And one other thing, we do not have, for the most part, the capital items in there yet. We have not gotten those from all the department heads, so once we get those, that'll obviously affect the budget as well.
When we try to do most of those, we're able to spend a lot of it out of the splash fund.
Right. Yeah.
Most of it.
Yeah, being the budget the way it is, I would certainly encourage if wherever possible to buy items out of the SPOS. Sure. Of course, that's all depending on your SPOS prices and whatnot.
So would that make the question? I mean, I don't want to do all asking questions, but with the capital outlay, you're still waiting on that.
Yes.
Get that. So, Councilman Gensley, do you have any questions?
Not at this time.
Opposed? Not at this time. Councilman Williams?
Not until I get a chance to read it over.
Okay. All right, well, you all do that just as they've requested and come back, and if you all have something, we can really look over this and work together and give you all that information that you need expeditiously. Thank you so much. If there not being any other questions. Thank you.
Thank you all.
All right, next we have on the agenda is, the Middle Georgia Regional Commission, Ms. Laura Mathis.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are y'all this evening?
All right.
I actually have quite a team with me. We have some new staff members who this is their first visit to the city of Gordon. And we are here tonight to talk to you about the comprehensive plan. It's a process that's required of every city and county in Georgia, that you go through a planning process. It's now going to be every 5 years. It used to be every 10 years. And so we're here tonight to do a kickoff meeting with you and to talk about how you would like to proceed with your planning process. This is something that a service that we're providing to all of our local governments as part of the membership dues that you pay to the Regional Commission, so there's no additional cost to you. And at this time, I want to quickly introduce the team that's here tonight. Kaylee Sullivan. Kaylee has been with us about 6 weeks. Marcellus Williams, who's been with us, it's week 3 for him. Jonathan Connell, who you've met before, has been with us 2.5 years or so. And are you going to make the presentation?
Yes,
Greg.
we're about to
And Greg Boyke, who you just heard from. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to their quite capable hands to walk you through the little process that we'll go through tonight.
Thank you.
Good evening again. Long time no see, everyone. Well, it's great to be here once again. And you'll see something else that we passed out for you all is this brief presentation that just highlights a little bit about the comprehensive planning process here. We're going to use that as we go through and just talk about what y'all have upcoming here. So, comprehensive planning, if we're talking about it in general, the goal of the comprehensive plan is it gives you an idea to say, what are our goals moving forward? What are the policies that we want to be looking at? What do we want Gordon to look like 5, 10, 20 years from now? That's the main point of having a comprehensive plan is to
That's
help.
like the vision.
Exactly. It's a vision, and then from that vision, you guide what you're actually going to be doing